For a moment, imagine this. One of the most powerful military assets on Earth suddenly becoming the center of a massive missile attack. Billions of dollars of technology, thousands of crew members, and the balance of global power, all tied to a single floating fortress in the middle of the ocean. Now imagine dozens of missiles racing toward it at incredible speed. This is the kind of scenario that military planners fear the most, and it's the situation experts have been quietly discussing as tensions between the United States and Iran continue to rise. Before we dive deeper into this intense story, make sure you subscribe to WorldScope News so you never miss the global events that could shape the future. And if you stay with us until the end, you'll understand why many analysts believe aircraft carriers may be entering the most dangerous era in their history. The aircraft carrier has long been a symbol of American power across the world's oceans. These massive ships are not just warships. They are floating air bases, capable of projecting military force thousands of miles from home. Some of these carriers cost over $20 billion when you include their aircraft, advanced radar systems, and escort ships. They carry dozens of fighter jets, helicopters, surveillance aircraft, and thousands of highly trained sailors. But for all their power, these ships have one major weakness. They're extremely large, extremely valuable targets that adversaries spend years studying and preparing to attack. Over the past decade, Iran has been investing heavily in missile technology designed specifically to challenge large naval forces. Their military doctrine focuses on overwhelming powerful enemies with large numbers of missiles launched from multiple directions. Instead of matching the United States ship for ship, Iran has developed strategies that rely on speed, surprise, and saturation attacks. The idea is simple but terrifying. Launch so many missiles at once that even the best defenses become overwhelmed. Military analysts sometimes describe this as a missile swarm. In such an attack, dozens or even hundreds of projectiles could be fired within minutes. These missiles may come from mobile launchers hidden along coastlines, underground bases carved into mountains, or even from fast attack boats scattered across the sea. Some could also be launched from drones or aircraft. The goal is to create chaos and confusion for the defending ships. Radar systems suddenly light up with dozens of incoming threats, all moving at different speeds and altitudes. In that moment, every second becomes critical. The carrier's defensive systems must quickly determine which missiles pose the greatest danger. Modern U.S. carriers are protected by layered defense systems designed to intercept incoming weapons. Long-range radar detects threats hundreds of miles away. Escort ships equipped with advanced missile defense systems form a protective ring around the carrier. These destroyers and cruisers can launch interceptor missiles to destroy incoming threats far from the fleet. Closer to the ship, additional systems stand ready. Automated guns and short-range missiles are designed to destroy anything that slips through the outer defenses. But military experts warn that no system is perfect. Even the most advanced defense network can be pushed to its limits during a large saturation attack. Iran has tested a variety of missiles that could theoretically threaten ships in the Persian Gulf and surrounding waters. Some of these missiles are designed to fly low over the ocean to avoid radar detection. Others can travel at extremely high speeds, reducing the time defenders have to react. Hypersonic technology, which travels faster than 5 times the speed of sound, is becoming a major concern for military planners. Iran has also experimented with maneuvering warheads that can change direction in the final seconds before impact. This makes them far harder to intercept. But the story becomes even more complex when you consider geography. The Persian Gulf is relatively narrow compared to the open oceans where carriers usually operate. This means hostile missile launch sites may be much closer to U.S. naval forces than in other parts of the world. Shorter distances mean less warning time. In a real conflict scenario, missiles could reach their targets within minutes. That creates intense pressure on both detection systems and human decision makers. And here's where things get even more interesting. Iran has developed large underground missile bases hidden inside mountains. Some of these facilities contain long tunnels where missiles are stored, fueled, and prepared for launch. When the time comes, launch platforms roll out quickly, fire, and disappear again. This strategy makes it much harder for opposing forces to eliminate the launch sites before missiles are fired. Even powerful airstrikes may struggle to reach deeply buried facilities. Meanwhile, the United States Navy has been working for years to adapt to this growing threat. New radar systems and advanced interceptor missiles are constantly being developed. Artificial intelligence is also beginning to assist with threat detection and prioritization. In high-speed combat scenarios, computers may help determine which targets to intercept first. Still, experts say the most important defense is awareness and positioning. Aircraft carriers rarely operate alone and are usually surrounded by multiple layers of protection. Carrier strike groups include destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and aircraft that work together to detect and eliminate threats early. Fighter jets can even intercept hostile aircraft or missile launch platforms before they attack. Electronic warfare systems can also disrupt enemy targeting systems. Jamming signals may confuse incoming missiles or prevent them from locking onto their target. Despite these defenses, The possibility of a massive missile attack remains a serious concern. Military planners regularly simulate such scenarios in training exercises. These simulations test how crews respond under pressure. Radar operators, weapons officers, and pilots must work together within seconds to protect the fleet. One of the most frightening aspects of modern warfare is how quickly events can escalate. A single miscalculation could trigger a chain reaction that spirals into a much larger conflict. Tensions between the United States and Iran have risen multiple times over the past 2 decades. Each time, both sides carefully weigh their actions to avoid open war. But history shows that accidents and misunderstandings can sometimes lead to unexpected confrontations. That is why military readiness remains so important. The Persian Gulf continues to be one of the most strategically important waterways in the world. A significant portion of the world's oil supply passes through this region. Any major military conflict there could disrupt global markets and affect economies far beyond the Middle East. Energy prices could surge and international trade could face serious disruptions. This is why naval presence in the region remains a key part of global security strategy. Aircraft carriers provide both deterrence and rapid response capability. Their presence sends a message of strength and readiness. At the same time, they also act as stabilizing forces meant to discourage aggression. Yet the debate about carrier vulnerability continues among defense experts. Some argue that the age of the aircraft carrier may be slowly coming to an end. They believe advanced missile technology could eventually make these giant ships too risky to deploy in contested waters. Others strongly disagree. Supporters of carriers point out that they remain incredibly flexible military platforms. Their ability to launch aircraft anywhere in the world without relying on land bases is unmatched. Carriers also bring humanitarian capabilities during disasters. Helicopters and cargo aircraft from carriers have delivered aid after earthquakes, hurricanes, and tsunamis. But when tensions rise, their primary role returns to defense and deterrence. Fighter jets patrol the skies, while surveillance aircraft monitor activity across vast areas. Every movement in the region is carefully watched by radar, satellites, and intelligence networks. Information flows constantly between ships, aircraft, and command centers. In modern warfare, information can be just as powerful as weapons. The side that understands the battlefield faster often gains the advantage. As technology continues to evolve, both offensive and defensive systems are advancing rapidly. Missiles become faster and more accurate, while defenses become smarter and more automated. This technological race is shaping the future of naval warfare. Each new development forces military planners to rethink their strategies. The question many experts ask is simple but profound. Can a massive missile swarm truly overwhelm a modern carrier strike group? Some believe it is possible under certain circumstances. Others argue that layered defenses make it extremely difficult. The reality likely lies somewhere in between. Warfare is unpredictable, and no simulation can perfectly recreate the chaos of a real conflict. That uncertainty is exactly why scenarios like a large-scale missile attack continue to be studied so closely. Understanding potential threats helps nations prepare and prevent disasters. And prevention is always the goal. Deterrence works best when both sides understand the risks of escalation. For the thousands of sailors serving aboard these ships, preparation is part of daily life. Training exercises constantly rehearse emergency responses and combat procedures. Every crew member knows their role if alarms suddenly sound. From radar stations to flight decks, coordination becomes the key to survival. Meanwhile, political leaders must balance strength with diplomacy. Military power alone cannot solve every international challenge. Diplomatic efforts often work quietly behind the scenes to prevent conflicts from reaching the breaking point. These negotiations rarely make headlines, but they can be crucial. Because when tensions rise between powerful nations, the consequences could affect millions of people around the world. Stability becomes a shared global interest. And that brings us back to the central question that keeps analysts watching closely. If a massive missile attack were ever launched against a U.S. aircraft carrier, how would the defenses truly perform? Would advanced interceptors and electronic warfare systems stop the threat in time? Or could even a single missile slip through the layers of protection? Those are the questions military planners continue to analyze every day. The answers could shape the future of naval strategy for decades. If you found this deep dive into global security fascinating, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think modern aircraft carriers are still the ultimate symbol of naval power? Or are missiles changing the balance of warfare? And if you believe more people should understand how these global tensions affect the world, make sure to share this video with others. Conversations like this help keep the public informed about the forces shaping international security. Thanks for watching WorldScope News, and stay tuned because the world's most important stories are often the ones unfolding just beyond the headlines.